Well, good evening, Truck and Tractor Pool fans. It's another wonderful Wednesday evening. How are you, Kendra?
I'm great. How are you? Am I
You're frozen.
freezing?
Yep, you're well. Now you're moving.
I was like,
Anyway,
oh no, it froze. Wait, it's back.
we
I am great.
there we go. I'll just Richard Love is with us tonight. He's going to be our guest. The Full Pool Productions, of course, this Decision Maker Sled Company. But we'll he's stepped out for a few minutes. I told him, he could just take his time. We got some stuff to go over. Um, I want to start with some bad news.
Mhm.
Just gonna unfortunately go ahead and get that out of the way. But Tim Ammons and family, our thoughts and prayers are going out to you. Tim had a tank explosion. I don't know the whole story, but I know it was him and maybe one or two other people. I'm not sure. I know those other people have. My understanding is have been treated and released, but Tim is unfortunately got a long road to recovery. So we're thinking about them, and we want Tim better and get him back out pulling. Tim is the owner driver of the Ultimate Harvester, and him and his brother Ed share the driving duties, I guess,
Mhm.
with the Redline Harvester, both Case IH Pro Stock tractors. So our heart goes out to them. Tim, we want to get you better and get you back out here. Somebody to get some red tractors out here and get running. So, but anyway, and
Yeah, last I heard, he was making
yes,
progress. I
yes.
don't think he was quite where they want him to be yet,
Mhm.
but I heard he's definitely making
Yeah,
progress.
he is
So,
definitely on the mend. That's good
yeah,
news. So,
yeah.
on the worst part of it now, uh, if anybody's been around truck and tractor pulling for a number of years, I know you've heard the name Hot Dam and you've heard the name Earl Howard. Uh,
Hmm.
this one hits close to home for me because I spent a lot of time with Earl after the events at times, and fierce puller, great competitor. Of course, he hadn't driven in several years. Turning the wheel over to his daughter Nancy Weller, and Earl passed away a day or two ago. I can't remember when exactly. It's been a
Yeah.
fiasco here, but we just if Nancy, if you're watching, Danny, Vance, and any of Earl's family, he had some other. I mean, it was a family affair. A lot of times at the
Hmm.
pools, the family was there, but we our thoughts and prayers pour out to you guys. It's Earl was 90 years old. Earl lived a full life. Earl was an ex drag boat racer, uh, an incredible modified tractor puller for many years. Always running V12 Allisons to the best of my knowledge. But we lost him, and we're going to miss him. I mean, we haven't seen him around in a few years, but we'll miss him. There's a lot of memories, a lot of things we can talk about with him. We can't, some can't say here, but it's good that we can talk good things about somebody.
Yep.
And Earl is definitely one of those. Uh, is one of those people we can say a lot of good things about, and we'll miss him. That's for sure. So East Coast Pro Pulling family, we'll carry on, and I'm sure maybe we'll do something for him this Saturday evening with maybe a moment of silence or something at the Buck. So we'll see. But our hearts and prayers are out to you guys, Nancy and crew. So we'll be thinking about you, and we really do hope that you guys will come around when you can. Uh,
Hmm.
just come out and say hi, and we'd love to visit with you. So, with that said, Kendra, I know you didn't have much luck this past weekend.
No, Mother
Um,
Nature did not
yeah,
cooperate everywhere I wanted to go. So,
yeah, I had a video guy, Tanner, lined up ready to go to Center Hall, and of course that got canceled, so he got diverted to the Buck.
hmm.
And that ended up being a nice evening at the Buck. No rain, so well, it rained early, but
Yeah.
earlier on. But I'm going to go ahead and run through the results here. They had 4 pulling classes and some drag racing. Diesel trucks. It was the spring jamboree for the Diesel Powerfest series by Buck Motorsports Park, and I'll just go ahead and run through these results,
Okay.
and then we got some other stuff here that we'll go over, and then we'll get right to Richard Love. So, and anything obviously, do you have? Is there anything you'd like to go ahead and say, or?
No, we'll talk about the upcoming events after we talk about the past. So,
Okay. But anyway, I'm having a hard time seeing here because it's not really brightly lit in here for some reason. New glasses too. I got to get used to that. But street legal diesel 4-wheel drive was the first class up for pulling, and taking the win was Sam King with his '04 Chevy at 324.03. Second was Matt Fessler with his '05 Chevy at 320.98. Third was Taryn Maker with the '03 Chevy at 319.26. And I will say it's good to see Taryn out and about. I don't know if they watch the broadcast any, but if they do or they hear, it's good to see Taryn back out and about. And I'm not going to get into it. She had some medical problems as well, and obviously is good enough to be back in driving the truck. So it's good to hear. And fourth was Ben Gelsinger with the '05 GMC at 313.10. Fifth was Jake Stewart, '06 Chevy at 306.74. Sixth was Donald Crouch with his '06 GMC at 290.33. Seventh was Zach Leitzel with an '06 Dodge at 266.70. Eighth, Jason Rhodes, '04 Ford at 258.85. And ninth was Sean Mahoney with an '04 Chevy at 17.78. I'm assuming we had some mechanical difficulties, if you will.
Say something was wrong.
Yeah.
If you only went 17 feet.
Something, yeah. Next up, the Pro Modified Diesel 4-wheel drive trucks. Great class of trucks here. And Jay Hill with the Widowmaker taking the win at 314.56 with his '02 Dodge. Second, Dominic Gambino with 97 Dodge with the Brothers Diesel Dodge at 311.78. Third, Greg Walker, Dreams Happen. I think anybody local here knows that truck. 97 Dodge at 299.57. Fourth was Jason Heimbach with the 2000 Ford at 299.26. Fifth was Kervin Zimmerman with the Midnight Train Dodge at 298.22. Sixth was Justin Gordon with his '99 Ford at 292.50. Seventh was Jared Brown with the Bad Karma Dodge. I remembered his name at 287.31. Eighth was John Smith, 2000 Dodge at 286.63. Ninth, Dwayne Maker with his '03 Chevy at 285.72. And 10th was Matthew Horst with the '05 Dodge at 268.34. So, yay.
Say, sounds like so far really good turnout of trucks.
Yeah. Actually, I've seen more there, but I would say, given the weather situation and maybe
all the uncertainty and
some of the East Coast guys are still waiting on engines. So
yeah.
But modified street diesel 4-wheel drive trucks taking the win. The Devil's Hooker of Nick Kinnaman, the '94 Dodge at 347.49. Second was Brendan Fink with a 2014 Dodge at 340.20. Third was Luke Salter with his '06 GMC 334.02. Fourth was Tommy Hassler with his '08 Ford at 326.31. Let's see. Fifth was Dennis Gemmerling with the Last Ride Ford, an '04 Ford, 308.06. Sixth was Justin Horst with the '03 GMC at 305.84. And seventh was Jamie Schmucker with the 2010 Chevy at 282.09. So, and Outlaw Street was the final pulling class. And taking the win was Nick Winger with an '09 Chevy at 325.10. Second was Cliff Waltman with the '02 GMC at 258.75. Third, Ivan Stoltzfus with the '85 Ford. That was pretty cool watching that one run.
Yeah.
Old school Ford dually. At 245.33. Fourth, Mike Ritz with the '05 Dodge at 165.92. Driveline problems. That's normally a top 1-2 truck. He had some driveline breakage. And fifth was Ryan Muth, also with his '05 GMC at 91.71. There's 2 or 3 trucks there with driveline breakage. So, but and then there was several rounds of drag racing, and Dennis Harnish. No surprise, anybody that knows that truck and Dennis Harnish knows he is tough to beat in the drag racing. And once again, Dennis Harnish was the fastest truck at the book. That particular
cool beans.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yep. So so far, the buck is 2 for 2. Mother Nature has cooperated. Almost had a problem there Saturday
Yeah.
night, but and I'm going to go ahead and read off a couple other things here real quick.
Okie dokie.
Obviously, East Coast Pro Pulling, the Lucas Oil deal, will be at the Buck this Saturday night, 7 p.m. And watch this trick. Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to try this.
The suspense is killing me.
We learn things. We learn things every day. Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know why it's not showing full screen, but anyway.
Oh, man.
This Saturday, the Super Stock Pro Stock Smoker tractors will be there, along with the modified four-wheel drive trucks, the multi-engine modified tractors, and in Mike's words, the Pro Modified semi trucks, or as East Coast calls it, the limited Pro Stock semi trucks. But I'm looking, excuse me, I'm looking for a stellar turnout of vehicles. The Buck was closed in 2020. Pulling was basically closed in 2020.
Yeah.
And this is the first big Lucas Oil pool at the Buck since 2019, September of 2019 . So, yeah, I look for some.
I imagine the stands will be packed.
Well, within reason. I don't know if Mike's got a restriction or not, but yeah, normally, yeah, absolutely, that place would be wall to wall slammed. So,
yeah,
we're looking for a good time. Come to the Buck. It's going to be a good time. So, I'm not sure. And by the way, something new I will mention quick for Mike is they started, actually you can order tickets in advance. So
really,
it's for any show, with the exception of some. I haven't went and looked at their setup, which shows are included in that. I'm not sure, but my understanding is you go to the website buckmotorsports.com and you can click and purchase your tickets in advance. Print the tickets out. I assume it's how it's going to be, and avoid the lines at the window. Go right to the gate. They'll scan your ticket and in you go. So
that's awesome.
Absolutely. And it's for multiple shows. It's one ticket per show, but you can purchase them in advance. And that ticket, if something comes up and you can't come this Saturday, that ticket will carry over to another event. So,
cool.
Pretty good deal. Yeah. So that's something they started this year, and I know it'll be a big help for them at the window, because the Buck gets some serious ticket lines.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So that will definitely help that. And of course, Mason Dixon Truck Bulls, we have a meeting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So, but I'm going to get the date right this time. June 4th, July 16th, and September 17th are the 3 dates. East Coast Pro Pooling is there July the 17th. July 17th also. So there's going to be 4 pulling events this year, which is normal at the Mason-Dixon Fairgrounds, so here in Delta, Pennsylvania. Also, I will mention for Kevin Nutt for the upcoming 2 different Kempton events. Somebody just got a hold of a cat in there. They're playing. I'm sorry. Heck of a noise. There was on TV one too. Anyway, Kevin has requested all pullers, or pit crew, anybody like that. Mainly pullers get in and get pitted before 5 p.m. because the traffic gets seriously backed up getting in that place for pulling events. So he's asked us, and I told him, I promised him that we would have it, actually going to have it announced at the drivers meeting this Saturday at the Buck, and any classes that will be there. They're coming here soon, very soon. Actually, I'm sorry, they're right here. You got June 18th and 19th, and then there's another 2-day deal, September 10th and 11th. All those dates, he has asked that pullers, crew, get there, get in before 5 p.m., before the traffic backs up, or you're going to be in trouble. You may be late getting in.
Yep, so you will be sitting in traffic.
Yeah, so
guaranteed.
There's your warning.
Yeah.
And of course, before we close tonight, I'll probably read over some of that stuff again. So.
And plus, with the haulers, it'll just be a lot easier. And like the curves and the bridge and all that. It's a legitimate. You need to be there earlier.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So let's see. I think for now, of course, East Coast, the 29th has been canceled at May 29th at Boonesboro has been canceled. Where did we go after that? We got the Buck. Okay, so we'll be back to. I'm sorry, we got Benson, North Carolina,
Yep.
coming May 22nd. That's a Silver Series event with East Coast Super Stock, Pro Stock tractors, and the Light Pro tractors will also be there, along with. I'm not sure if it's Champions Tour or Silver Series. I guess the Silver Series classes. I next week I will have a better idea of a lineup.
So I'm pretty
for that.
sure it was the Silver Series they said was going to be there.
I just read it. So, and it's a 2-day event. It's May 21st and May 22nd, 7 p.m. both days. So that'll be a little bit of a drive, but that's going to be a good show. So,
hey, you're heading south. It'll be warmer.
I unfortunately cannot go.
That's right. Yeah, you're not going. You're sending Mike and Tanner.
Well,
sending the dream team.
As of this time, we'll see what happens. But yeah, yeah, we're getting ready to get into hay pretty heavy here, so getting ready to cut. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my life. But tell us what we got. We also have the Beast of the East event coming up the same weekend as Galat.
Yep. So that's what I was getting ready to say. The Beast of the East has the first of their 3 events this summer, coming up on May 22nd at 7 o'clock. I don't have a list of official classes yet, but I do know that they have quite an array of diesel and modified gas trucks. I just saw Mike's comment.
Yeah, Sasquatch coming after me again. No, I was just telling. I don't mean to interrupt, Kendra.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened last week was we had the windows open, and she went to close them. Cindy went to close them, and one of them slipped out of her hand here in the next room. I thought somebody was like banging on the side. Yeah. It didn't sound like a window. That's what.
But anyway, back to the Beast of the East there in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. They are going to have some Snyder County Point Series classes running there. They're going to have the 2.6 Pro Street Diesel, the 3.0 Limited Pro Diesel, the 10.5 Hot Stock tractors. A lot of those classes were supposed to run this weekend at Center Hall, and unfortunately, with the rain, everything got canceled. So excited for the Snyder County guys to get their first points hook of the year. If anybody would like more information on the Snyder County side of things, they can get in contact with Joey Radel, or the Beast of the East has a website, a Facebook page, all kinds of information and ways to get a hold of them. Also on May 22nd, all kinds of events happen in that day. Interstate is going to have their next event at the Mont Alto Fire Company. First one of the year for the Franklin County Pullers. The classes are going to be the 4,500 small block class, small block truck class, the 7,800 modifieds, the 11,000 hot farms, the 77 light limited turbos, a 9,500 farm stock class with an 8-mile-an-hour speed limit, as well as dirt drags. Tickets are going to be $10 to get in. Kids 10 and under are free. The best country ham sandwich, because I always know the good food at the pools. Got to go there and get yourself a country ham sandwich, and then go over to the Antietam Dairy ice cream truck and get yourself some ice cream. So,
if you're able to do so, yeah.
Yeah. Priorities.
some of us don't have that opportunity. So.
Well, you just need to send somebody to get you a country ham sandwich and some ice cream. Well, next time you're there, I'll take care of you. If I'm there, obviously.
Well, you remember I'm on a diet, so I gotta be careful what I eat. So.
Eat the country ham without a roll.
All those WW points, we'll call them. So.
Yeah.
And by the way, next week we will have Dwayne Martin and Matt Palmer from Beast of the East will be our guests next Wednesday night. So be sure to pencil that in and come on in and pick on Dwayne.
Yeah.
Dwayne's a talker. I sent him a message and I said, if you guys want to come on, you don't have to come on the whole hour if you just want to come on. And I said, well, then again, I told Matt, because I messaged them both together. I said, we all know Dwayne likes to talk, so maybe we will have an hour or so.
Yeah, they always put on a really good event there. Always seem to have really good help and good tracks. So, that's one of your big goods.
What's that?
Mike says he's still waiting on some of my Kendra's Cakes goodies. I know. I'll have to get you guys some. I don't know when. Well, could have had it at Boonesboro, but that all got kind of canceled.
Actually, I see this comment here. Ohio lifts the mask. I heard today through the grapevine that Hogan here in Maryland lifted restrictions. So I'm not sure what that entails. I got to look into it, but yay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone's going off here. I got to get ready to let Richard know to come on and talk to us.
I was going to say, I was wondering, does Richard remember to come back? Or?
Oh, he will. I think he's waiting on the text.
Okay.
I think.
Sick, because his first event is coming up real soon. Oh, yeah, there Mike says, as of Saturday. Good to go.
Excelente.
That's what we're waiting on.
Yeah, it's good. It's time to. We'll see. I don't know. I'm sure they're still going to have people limits and stuff, which you can do. But it's a step in a good direction. So I'm happy. Call Kendra because I got to text him. So
okay. Oh my goodness, I hate when you put me on the spot.
Sorry.
So we did have some changes to our schedule. The two-wheel drive class truck is the two-wheel drive truck class, if I can talk tonight, has been getting more and more attention on the promoter side of things. So
he's
it had
back.
a few. He's back.
Yeah.
So luckily, we are going to get to see more of them coming up. I think their next hook is actually in Deep Creek Lake on June 19th. So I know all those pullers are super excited. So I'll plug that for them.
McHenry, Maryland. Yep.
McHenry, Maryland.
Yep. Deep Creek. Basically, when you're on the grounds there and you look down over Deep Creek. So pretty place.
Yep. But, and a beautiful drive out there. So.
Yep. Well, depends on what you're driving out there too. 68 isn't fun if you're toting a motorhome and a trailer behind you.
Yeah, true.
Richard Love. How's Richard Love this evening? He's back.
I'm great. How are you?
Doing great, man. We wrapped up in about 25 minutes. That wasn't too bad. So I told you we like to yap and we'll waste a lot of time.
Considering we told him 15 to 20 and here we are at 25.
He originally told me 8:30, so
there you go. So we're good. We're on time.
I will forewarn you. I've been getting a couple texts from some of your fellow workers. So
oh geez.
I can't promise you what's going to be coming in here on chat. So.
Oh, I can only imagine. I'm sure it ought to be a lively event from my crew.
And I see Frank Scott joined us tonight. Frank, how you doing, man? I ain't talked to you in a while. Hopefully you're still out getting photographs going on. Time to get on with it. Yes, it is, Keith. I know. But Richard Love, was you done, Kendra? I guess I should.
I'm done. I'm all finished. Richard can have the floor.
Well, for those that may not know Richard Love, Richard, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and how you got started, all that good stuff. Just give us a little history on Richard Love. And
well, I started 1994 with one sled. Bought Ronnie Hickson's old Decision Maker sled. Ronnie was my neighbor for all my life, and graduated high school. And that fall, my dad helped me get a loan to purchase a sled, and obviously, rest is history. Never really thought that I would have 5 pulling sleds, 4 big sleds, and a mini sled. I guess this is year number 28 if you count last year. Not much of a show last year, but 28 years in the truck and tractor pulling sled business, and so worked for getting into the new venture. Worked for Rick Fike for many years in Full Pool Productions, from the beginning. Actually, I worked from the first year I started, and kind of heard through the grapevine that he was looking to retire, and so I called him and struck up a conversation, and basically we made an agreement to purchase Full Pool Productions, and here we are, 2021, running 5 pulling sleds in a promotion company.
Yeah, not like you're
You
going to
don't
be
like-
busy or anything.
Yeah. So you don't like to work, do you?
No, trust me, I've had my plate full, that's for sure. And but I got all the sleds. Sleds are all maintenance. They're all ready to rock and roll. Took Ray's out last week and got it rewrapped. So we have a new wrap on Ray's. And the Nate's, the maroon sled, is going Monday after this weekend. So we need it this weekend yet. So it's going Monday to get a new wrap on it. And that's about it. We're into pulling season.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to make a comment on that. Ray sled looks really good with that new with the new wrap. Can't wait to see what Nate's looks like.
Yeah, it's. I wasn't real sure the white back there and the checkered flag back there on the back panel. I wasn't in the pictures. I wasn't real sure I was going to like that, and but it really kind of brightened it up and looks good. So I think it looks good.
Absolutely. But anyway, your first big pulling event's coming up the 29th of May at Westmoreland. Tell us
May 29th.
Mm-hmm.
So our first Full Pool Productions event, we did have a test and tune at Kevin Campbell's a week or so ago, and but our full pool first event is May 29th at Westmoreland Fairgrounds, and there's 2 addresses for it. I think that it's actually located in Pleasant Unity, but if you look at the mailing address, I think it says Greensburg. Not sure why, but Westmoreland Fairgrounds, you do a Google search, you'll find it. So that's kind of my hometown fair. I live halfway. I have 2 hometown fairs. I live halfway between, I'm on the border. I'm almost exactly like 15 miles each way from both Fayette and Westmoreland County. And so back when I first took over Full Pool, the Westmoreland always had a great crowd. So I talked to the fair directors up there about renting the facility and putting on an event. And so of course we decided to do that, and we're May 29th. We're going to run 5 classes. Actually, I got some big news. We just made a decision today. We're thinking we're going to have close to 100 hooks. So we're going to make it a dual track. So we're going to do 2 tracks. And I happen to know sled guy, and I could get that handled. So we're going to have 2 tracks, and we're just going to blow it out of the water. I think I'm expecting big numbers in the limited pro and the run what you brung class, and so I think it's going to be a great event.
Yeah, sounds like it. We were talking prior to the show, and some of the numbers he was coming up with, and like the light pro or the limited pro and super farm, and and I can easily see those numbers coming to happen. There's no doubt about it. So
yeah, we have 19 limited pro super farms signed up for points currently. That doesn't mean somebody isn't going to sign up come that Saturday, but currently we have 19, and I have some commitments from some people out east, and some people that, of course, may be signing up for points the first day of that event. So I'm expecting probably close to 30 in that class, 25 to 30. And the run what you brung, we have 16 signed up for points in that class. So I'm expecting over 20 in that class. So the one of the real neat classes, obviously, I have mini sleds. So I'm bringing in the Ohio mini pullers. How is their name? Is it Ohio Mini Modify? I forget what they exactly go by. That's terrible. That's terrible. anyways, I'm bringing in their class, and that's got the small block blown minis in it, and the big block naturally aspirated. And so looking forward to that. And of course, the some local with Keystone mini pullers. I'm hoping some of those guys come down and hook, and maybe even get a few guys from out at the Interstate Club that might decide to come in and hook. So that's going to be an interesting. We don't see a lot of minis here in Western PA, so that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it is. There's some good ones too. I mean, I know, just from the Keystone National, some of them that come in, man, there's some tough running boogers.
Oh yeah,
not blown. I mean, a good blown small block and a good naturally aspirated big block. That's going to be a nice class. So
it's a really, really nice class. So yeah, okay. But I'm bringing Chad Mackey up from North Carolina. It's coming up to do all my dirt work, and Logan's going to be there. Pretty much all my guys will be there. So we're gonna hopefully have a good time. It'll be stressful, but we'll have a good time.
You've been around it long enough. I was going to ask, you said 1994 is when you...
1994, yes, this is my 28th year. Yeah,
28th year, but prior to that, I mean, pulling's been in your life, probably your whole life.
All my life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad was really involved. I believe he was one of the founding members of Westmoreland Tractor Pullers. And years and years ago, when I was, knee high to a grasshopper, we used to do a lot of the indoors, Pittsburgh Civic Arena and all those little arena shows. That's back when monster trucks were the intermission show, and pulling was the main event. And right. I got some old pictures standing in monster truck wheels and stuff as a kid. So I've been around it all my life. My dad, of course, dairy farmer, so we grew up on the farm. So yeah.
Yep. Most of us, have been. Well, I've been since 1975, I guess, is when I ain't gonna say how old I was then. I was old enough to know what was going on. But yeah, I think all of us have been around. Most of our lives have been into pulling.
Yep.
Sport of pulling. So I guess really,
I forgot to mention. Sorry to interrupt, but I forgot to mention I do have the 3.0 trucks coming. So that was the one class I didn't mention, but I do have 3.0 trucks coming. So look to have a good class of those. Caleb Baker literally lives about 3 miles from there. Caleb and Corey. So I felt that I needed to have the 3.0 class in there to help support those guys doing what they're doing right there, a couple miles away.
Describe to us your Triple Crown diesel 4x4 class.
That was going to be a question I asked. I was like, "What's Triple Crown?"
so the Triple Crown. So what happened was, and I don't know the years, but Rick had started basically it's a, I'm going to call it a modified street class in the diesel. You can run like a 2.5 Charger, no hanging weights, still stock tires, that sort of thing. But the name came from the first year he ran it, he run like a mini point series, and there was 3 events, and so it was called the Triple Crown deal. So that's where the name came from, both the gas and the diesel, and it just has stuck ever since. So that's what that is. But it's just like a 2.5 diesel class, street stock diesel class, or everybody's got a different name for it. So yeah, so anybody, stock diesel truck can come off the street and pull and participate in that class. So we should have some big numbers in that too, probably.
I'm sure. That's good. That's you get that kind of participation your first time out. That's going to be a big confidence booster. I know you'll handle it with no problem. I'm sure of that. So you got a good crew running your sleds, and I'm sure you've got plenty of good help lined up. So you need a video crew.
I talked to this guy from out towards Delta earlier today, and he said he might make a trip in. So we'll see. But
absolutely.
We need to, I kept thinking and talking about the numbers and talking to some people who was coming and stuff. And when I was looking at the numbers, I thought, man, I don't want my first event to be a, kind of a drag on event and, and have, 5-6 hours of pulling. So I just made the thought today, or made the commitment today, that I was going to add the second sled and go full blown into this and make it what it is. So
yeah, that will
Go big or
make
go
it,
home.
Yep. Sink or swim. Sink or swim.
Yeah.
Mike Walker, you're dang hard on Logan, I'll tell you.
A good crew and Logan.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
honoring. They like to pick on one another.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I do have, this is way in the fall, but I'm actually coming back in September for a Friday night show to Westmoreland Fairgrounds with what I'm going to call the Fall Nationals. But I'm not doing anything that I did in the spring. It's a completely different show. I'm bringing in the Super Stock, Pro Stock tractors, the Smoker Series. Boy, you're going to make me look now. I can't remember. I only keep so many in my memory bank.
Yeah, exactly. I'm lucky if I remember like the June 15th event coming up. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I got to look to see what's going on next week. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's about how I am. But I got Super Pros, and then we run Hot Rod V8 tractors, and we have the Super Street gas trucks, and then the 2.6 diesel trucks coming in the fall. But yeah,
So
same place.
I didn't get a chance to look. And your schedule, by the way, folks, fullpoolproductions.com. Go check out the schedule. 45. Well, you have 43 events left. Your first two were testing tunes, but the 43 events scheduled.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
That's a full load. Yeah.
I was going to say that's a lot.
I think our biggest, the Run What You Brung has 18 hooks, followed up by the Limited Pro Super Farms. No, sorry, I missed that. Pro Street, 17 hooks. And then tied is Triple Crown Diesel and the Hot Rod V8s at 15, and the Limited Pro Super Farms at 14. So they're going to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Smoker Series would be something to consider maybe growing sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have I think 7. Let me look. I think I have seven events signed up this year.
Okay.
So I'm trying to bring that back. It kind of had fallen off there for a few years, so I wanted to bring that back. So I got 7. So I'm going to have a points fund for all the classes. That have a schedule, so they're on the schedule. So they'll hopefully the people will come out and here in Western PA we got a fair amount of super pros right here in my backyard, really. The Hildebrands, Mark Bradish, they all live 6-7 miles from me. So
yeah, they're right there ready to go. I guarantee you.
Yep.
I know Bradish is itching to go pulling. So.
Yeah, Savanovac is now he's pulling the NTPA circuit, but he's only maybe 40 miles away, so he's pretty close. Of course, he has an extra one now. So.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he bought. I think it was Peter Norton's.
Yes. Don't
quote me on that, but I believe it was Peter Norton's. It went via. Simons bought it. Simons had bought it, and then he bought it off of Simons for his son's going to run it. So,
yeah. Didn't know that. I'd heard it got transferred, that particular tractor went a couple different hands, but I didn't realize it went to Swanwick. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
Very good. So, when you were younger, I'm probably still another one of Kendra's favorite pullers. Do you have a list of favorite pullers then and now? I mean, I know it's hard to pick favorites because you're a sled operator and owner and stuff, but it's okay here. It's okay.
So you don't have to be politically correct here.
You don't have to be politically correct.
Is this being recorded?
We're sharing it with everybody.
Yes.
Well,
We'll get to that,
I always
Ray.
just, I always just had I don't want to say a spot in my heart, but just the local guys. I mean, Rich Lustig, on the bigger circuit, Rich Lustig, when it comes to alcohol tractors, he was right here in my backyard. Well, of course, he started with diesel. When I was a kid, I can remember going. He had a machinery dealership, an ag machinery dealership, and as a kid, everybody had like open houses and stuff, and they used to have like pedal pools. And when I was a kid, there was actually a little group that had like pedal tractor pool, like a series. Like you went to all these open houses. So, I can remember as a kid, doing that. So, just simply because he was local in that history. And, Mark Radish, of course, he's close. The Hildebrands, we buy for the farm, we buy all our fertilizer off the Hildebrands. And so those guys are, I have my favorites in every class. Those guys are my local favorites, what I'll call my local favorites. And then, mods, like if you go back to like Unlimiteds and mods, of course, that's changed over the years. And he's my age, and, I pulled a lot with him. He pulled with Rick early on, and that's Joe Etter. Joe was, we're only a couple of years apart, and yeah, we just hit, kind of hit it off. And so he was always a favorite in the mod class. So, but, what I forgot to mention, of course, my all-time favorite, and he has been out of it for 30 plus years and never hooked him to a sled. And that would be my neighbor, Jerry Hickson, that had the Streaker, the purple Streaker modified tractor. And, he just lives Ronnie lived across the street, but his farm is just across the street from my dad's. So, yeah.
Ray Kaufman put a message up here. Whoops, that's Keith Hurst. He said, "Yeah, we know he likes the minis."
Well, yeah, I like minis. I like going fast, and of course, I bought the mini sled to as my toy for minis.
Oh yeah, and I remember that ride. I remember that hook. That was a
I wish
ride.
I could find. I'd throw Logan under the bus. I don't know where it is. I don't know if I took a screenshot of it and saved it or not. When he came to, maybe he'll send it to me. When he came to Keystone the first year with the mini sled, and I can't remember if it was just a test hook or if it was in the class, and he hooked them light 4-wheel drives. And, of course, right into the wall, into the sand pile. The next morning, he sent me a message that you would have thought a award-winning author wrote, and it was so funny. If I can ever find it, I'll have to share it with you. I still laugh to this day. I think I saved it, but
I remember seeing that. I think.
See, I think you guys brought the sled up like on that Wednesday night because you were going to pull them then the next night as like the actual show. I think I remember you guys coming up there with the little sled on the Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Logan, Logan was there. I didn't come in till I think Friday that year. I might have come in Thursday, but Logan did that. It's surprising because I've bought and built I don't know how many sleds over the years, and he was the first to ever run the mini sled. I was not in the first person in the seat. Believe it or not, back when I owned the dark green sled, the first Bauer sled that I bought back in 99 or 2000, my sister and my dad took it to, I think it was Georgia. And that's when my sister was running the other sled, the uphill sled. And she took it. She was the first one to run that. The red one that Logan runs now, my brother-in-law was the first to run it. Eric, when we bought that for him. The maroon one, Eric run first. So yeah, there's a lot of the sleds I wasn't the first person in the seat. So it's a different experience, by the way, being the first person in the seat. Mm-hmm. you just get used, just like any other piece of equipment. You get used to the creaks and the cracks and the sounds and everything. And that first time, I have confidence in them. The first time out, but it's nerve wracking to you don't know, does that sound right, or is that doing everything the way it's supposed to. So, but I was pretty blessed with the last one, the blue one that I built, the one Ray runs. It came out, and we brought it to the buck. The first time we used it was the buck.
Yep.
For a June, I think it was Diesel Trucks was the first event. So. Yeah.
Ray Kaufman's got a message there on the screen now, if you can read it.
Yeah. So I don't know how to put this up, but Logan sent this to me. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it on the chat. Let me see if I can send it to you, and you can put it on the chat. Everybody will get a.
I'm warning you. You better answer Ray's question, or else your friend's going to be busy all night.
Oh, the Bloomsburg. Yeah, so we're coming June 19th. I'm sorry. It's the night of to be perfectly honest, I don't pay that close of attention, but it's usually the night of the semi show at the Buck in June. June 19th. Mm-hmm. I think it's the same this year. We're going to Bloomsburg Fairgrounds with the Super Pros, 3Os, and the My Posse semi class.
Yeah, June 19th is a very busy night.
I saw that.
Buck, Kempton, and Bloomsburg. So.
Yeah,
and Interstate has two events that night. Yeah, it's got to be the busiest night of the summer.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. So. But I don't know. Let me see if I can share. Let's see. Let me share.
I do not know.
Yeah, I think you should be able to share, because I think I can share my screen.
Yeah, you can actually go over to. You can copy and paste it over in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have it enabled where users can also comment. So.
Yeah. Well, my second event too coming up is is June 5th. So my next event right after my May 29th, we're going to Newcastle, and that is a deal with Jesse Warren with Warren Diesel and Dustin Harrison with Apex Diesel. So it's all a diesel event, and we got Limited Pro Super Farms up there. We did get some sponsor money, so we have $1,000 extra going to the purse up there for the Limited Pro Super Farms. We're running 2.6 Roman Jabrung, and I think the Triple Crown Diesel again up there. So it's an all diesel event.
That's a big event.
Yeah,
boy, Chad Mackey sending me some messages, but I cannot put them up here.
Yeah, I can't get it to come up on my computer. Hold on a minute. Give me a minute here.
That's okay. That's fine. And while he's looking, we appreciate everybody coming in here tonight. Like, subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up, man. Helps us grow with YouTube and even Facebook. So we appreciate you coming in here. And we're here every Wednesday night. And the question's been asked. Yes, we're going to have a video show soon. I'm not sure when, but we're going to do it. It's just really busy, and it's pulling season, and there's a possibility we can, if we don't have a guest on Wednesday nights when we're doing results and stuff, maybe we'll split the show in half. We'll go through some results and stuff real quick and updates, and then we can go to a video show. We'll get one in here soon. It's coming. So
I actually think I can put this on the YouTube chat.
Yeah, like if you put it in the comments,
it should pop up over here on the comments of the actual chat itself.
Yeah, I'm getting to it right now, but I got to edit out. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna even edit it out. It just sounds better when it comes from Logan that way. I think maybe I didn't send it.
I actually remember you showing because at my show office, I remember you and your guys would come in the show office when the show's not going on, and I remember you showing it to me. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's too big. Maybe you can't.
Yeah, it may be limited in word count.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it is. Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
Or as Chad said, just read it.
Well,
That's what he said. Just read it real quick.
I don't. I got two screens in my office here, so I'm not sure what screen if I share.
1, 2, 3. I got 3. That's why it looks like I got lights shining in my face. I do.
Let's see what it says.
Chase Steinman wrote Listy. I guess you have some events at Listy too. Hey.
So can you see that?
Yeah, let me add it to stream here real quick.
Let me see if I can make it bigger.
There we go.
Not really. Doesn't really get any bigger.
There ain't no cursing in it. We'll be okay. Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of cursing in it.
Is it like the
So,
PG-13 cursing?
I will
or-
apologize up front. I'll apologize up front.
Well, that's why I didn't want to read it. I didn't want to read it. At least it, you know. But yeah, you got to read it just the way it is because it's not as good if you don't. So.
Never be able to talk to Logan the same. Yeah. If you're offended by foul language, don't read it.
Yeah.
But it is comical. I remember reading it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I stopped sharing.
Yep.
Listy has an event on the 19th. That's why he said Listy.
Okay. Yeah, they do because I have a sled there. Trust me.
That is one busy night of pulling. There is no excuse. The only Mother Nature be kind. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So I have a question, and this is coming from, I think everybody would kind of relate. I've always said there's one job in pulling I would never want to be in charge of, and that's the sled operator. So what made you want to get into being a sled operator?
I really don't know. I mean, my dad was we never really pulled tractors. He was always involved with the sled. So it was it just fit. That's just what it was, you know. He was always involved with the sled. So,
but you did pull, and so did I.
Well, yeah, I did. I mean, we never pulled in a large scale by no means.
Yeah.
But I did down at
Forester Nationals.
Yeah, Forester. I was the biggest tractor I ever pulled on, and then I don't remember. We've been going down to Kevin Campbell's down at Chaos for a couple years in the fall for a open house, and some people let me pull, Hot Farms or something, But yeah, that was the biggest Forester Nationals. Yeah, that was my inaugural run in front of the sled.
Yeah,
I hooked to the red sled.
Yeah,
Forester Nationals.
Yeah, we had a good time down there. That was always fun.
Man, I missed that show so much. That was so much fun. I understand why they stopped. It got out of hand. It was growing and growing. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It really was. Good food, good friendship. And
Clark just hit the nail on the head there.
I just caught it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's always the sled's fault.
Oh yeah, it's always my fault. Yeah, always my fault. Yeah. I got big shoulders.
You have to, because I'm telling you, it could be one minute little problem, and you are the first person they will turn to, or the
it's funny though because you don't seem to have much complaints with what I'll call the professional level pullers.
Yep.
Those are the least complaints. The ones you get the most complaints about, he's cheating, this and that, is that, you know, you're doing the stock pull before the big pull the night before and they're complaining or whatever. That's where you get the most complaints. But I've always been an open book. When I tell all my guys the same, I'll tell all my guys the same. Like, you want to crawl up in, I'll show you exactly what everything does. I'll show you, you know, you hit this brake, hit this switch, red lights turn on. I have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide.
Yep.
So
there's no secret button. There's no.
no, there's no secret. But I mean, there's you can do things, but if you do things, it's going to turn on red lights, or you're going to know it. It's not like it's a hidden feature. So and they're there for, you know, not only this exact thing that we're talking about, the possibility of cheating, but they're there for the safety. You know, so, you know, I touch any brake, any kind of brake, red lights come on. We even have it now that the green lights go out. You know, used to, the green lights would stay on and then just the red lights would come on. Now, as soon as you hit a brake or anything, that green light goes out, red lights come on. So we brought that into safety.
We apologize for that.
We're
It's
sorry.
all good. It's all good.
He can
That's
edit
the
that
first
out.
time we've slipped up, so we're But I was going to say something. Oh, I had the pleasure one evening with Mark Brandhoover at Bel Air during the Antique Pool, which was Thursday night at Bel Air. I actually did one whole class. That was with the old Bushwhacker. That was neat. I mean, I know things have changed a lot since that particular sled, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of switches, a lot of levers and stuff. It's crazy. So
yeah, mine's all, well, you know, pretty much all toggle switches. All of them are. Logan's is a little bit different with the cab he has on his, and the mini sled's very similar to his, but they're all toggle switches. It's really not hard to learn to run. The setting part is the hard part.
yeah,
I tell anybody, I can teach you how to run the sled in half an hour, 20 minutes. It doesn't take very much to learn to run the sled. It's the learning that, I need 8 weights and what I got to do to take 20 feet off or give 20 feet or all those things.
okay. And Chase Steinman says, how about the new tractor class for Full Pool Productions? Can't wait to see those tractors.
I'm guessing that. I forgot. Yeah, I did. That's my bad. Yeah. So the new class this year, I forgot to mention that the new class this year that we brought on as a points class is the light limited supers.
Okay.
So they pull a lot up in. Well, it's actually a pretty growing class, but there's a lot of them up in New York, Western New York, and there's a lot over in Ohio. So we did bring those on. I can tell you how many classes. Looks like we got 10 classes, 10 hooks for them. So yeah, so we did bring those on new points class this year.
Classic Super Stock still a class, or?
Yeah, I still have those. I still have classic supers, and I got about 10 hooks for them too. I got 11 hooks for our hot farm class. Of course, I can't forget about our big rigs and posse class. 8 hooks for the posse and 10 for the big rigs. And then we got a bunch of truck classes. And I think I've already went over all the truck classes.
Hey, here's a guy praising the sled operator. Clark Goldman's from Illinois. Has a light super with the Illinois pulling circuit. Super Taker, I guess, is what it goes by now. Used to be the Golden Harvester.
Mm-hmm.
He almost went over one night, and the sled operator hit the brakes and kept him upright. And so,
yeah, you got to be pretty quick.
I was going to say, yeah, it's
Another reason I'd never want to be in the seat.
It's fun, you know. And all the years that I've done it, I went to a pool. Well, you actually probably saw the video. A lot of people saw it, but I went to a benefit pool for Kevin Haas last fall up at South Buffalo Township, and he was a semi-puller, pulled kind of like a hot street semi. And we went up and did that. And Jerry Martin's truck, the silver Freightliner, and I'm trying to think who was pulling it. It wasn't Jerry.
Albert Brown.
Albert Brown was pulling it, and the hitch broke. And I'm sure a lot of people saw that video. And when the hitch broke, there was a couple different videos, but when the hitch broke, people don't realize how violent that is in the back end of the sled. So obviously it's just like a seesaw. So when his hitch broke, he had one of those drop hitches, and when it broke, it kind of stayed attached, but it kind of just straightened out for a bit. And when it did, of course, it raised the hitch height, and it raised the front of the pan on the sled, and then it finished breaking. And of course, the front of the pan slammed down, which sent me into the roof. And still to this day, I go to the chiropractor every 2 weeks. Been trying to get like neck massages and stuff. I've been going to see a massage therapist to try to, because it won't go away. Every day there's pain. It jammed my neck that bad. So that's it. That's the worst that I've ever been hurt.
I've been waiting for this guy to chime in tonight. You think he'll ever find a good hook guy, Richard?
It's going to be pretty. It's probably pretty difficult.
I tell you what, Andy Keene's been doing it for a long time, and I'll put him up against anybody. I will.
Yeah.
Andy's a good one. I've had several pullers come to me over the years and say, if I know Andy Keene's back there hooking me, I'm not worried about it. I know I'm good to go. So that says a lot for him. So yes, Andy. Absolutely one of the best. Yep. So
that's always an issue with some of these brush pulls. Especially, like when they're used to just antique guys and stuff like that. And then we come in there with, the two hitches and gotta watch them.
Oh boy. He is here.
The double hitch. The double hitch is difficult for a lot of people.
Speak of the devil.
That Facebook user, I know who that is.
I know exactly who that is. And that's pretty polite considering.
I could have used.
Poor Logan.
Yeah, that was
pretty bad down there.
Yeah.
For sure.
That is absolutely right, Joe. Yep. So you better be on it Saturday night, boy. Because we're all going to be watching you. Well, that's great. Now, are you coming to the Buck Saturday, Richard? You got other things?
I am not. We are. I'm going down to Kevin's to do some testing Friday. I'm probably going to send Craig down, and then I got a sled up at Somerset to Saturday for the Mark Friedline benefit or memorial pool. Of course, anybody that knows, Mark was used to pull big rigs back. It's probably hadn't pulled in 10 or 12 years, but used to pull big rigs, and he passed away. I think it was November, it might have been December, but last winter from COVID, and we had been friends. I bought parts off of him. Of course, been friends for years. He only lives 40 miles from me, so every year they do a big, I think they call it Trucks for Smiles, not Truckers for Smiles, Trucks for Smiles. They always do a big like convoy, and it's for Make-A-Wish. So this year they're going to put on a pool, and so I told Susie that I would come up, and they're just for the most part, just doing semis and like triaxles just in his honor. There's really no, as far as I know, there's no like purse. It's just a fun get together, hang out. So I donated my sled for the day. So I'm actually going up there and taking care of that.
Yeah. Mark was a good guy. I had a lot of fun with him too. And going big time, Marmon, that was his, I guess back then may have been modified semis, which today would be a hot rod semi. Big time, Marmon. Yep.
Yeah, he that truck, by the way, I don't know if you know the history on that truck. That truck was brand new. That truck still has the perfect interior and I don't know the year. I can't remember the year, but it has 0 miles on it. The odometer shows 0 miles. That was a glider kit Marmon, and it has 0 miles on it because, of course, it was always a pulling truck. That's what they bought it for. So yeah, it's still at his shop. They're supposed to. It hadn't run in years. He was going to put of course, he was a big Cummins man. He was going to put a Q motor in it, and he never got to it. And of course, he's got some. I think he's got 8 kids, and he's got some. Adult kids. Yeah, he's got some adult kids now. So they were working on it. I don't know that it's going to actually do any kind of pulling, but I think they're at least bringing it over on like the trailer to display whether it has a motor in or not. Last I talked to Susie, that's what they were going to try to do. So
yeah, I would love to see that back out one day. Maybe Levi or some of the family will get together and maybe do something with it someday.
Yeah, they're talking about it. They're talking about it. So we'll just see. So she had a lot on her plate because Mark was the main guru over there at the shop and everything. So when he passed, all of it fell onto her. So she had a lot to do. But if you're watching from Somerset area or down out here in Western PA, go up and support that. Like I said, I believe everything's going to Make-A-Wish. So I know that the convoy, the truckers part is going to Make-A-Wish. I don't know what they might do with the money from she had talked and you know what, I just won't say because I don't want to misquote. I don't want to misquote and not be right in what we had talked about early on. So.
Right. And yes, Andy, you did. Earl Walker. Fast
Earl.
Like they still call him. Well, he ain't Fast Earl anymore. Earl's he's still there though. He comes to the buck and still works. I guess back in the hot pit area there, back around the sled area. But Andy does all the hooking now, which Earl used to do, and they nicknamed him Fast Earl for a reason.
Yep.
He was fast, and let me tell you, Andy's right there. He's just as fast.
Yeah. Fast Earl in Jersey. I remember the year, and they could tell you. The year they went on tour, they wanted both of them, they wanted to see how many hooks they could get in. They kept track of exactly how many hooks they hooked and unhooked.
I bet you Andy still does that. I guarantee Andy still does that.
Yeah. So I don't know, like I said, Earl and Jersey probably know, but, I don't know if they're listening in, but they had a lot of hooks. Yeah.
Clint, Clint, I'll let you fight that out with Andy this Saturday. He said, I questioned that one.
2,500 hooks. Holy cow.
There you go.
Is that what it was?
25.
Yeah,
that's what
Andy
he said. Yeah, 2,500. Yeah.
Wow. I knew it was a lot.
Hooks. Yeah. You bet. Yes, sir, Clint. I won't deny that one bit, especially back in the day before they started using a laser. That buck crew was one well-oiled machine, still is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Everybody
fastest measuring crew around,
and it was amazing, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was amazing.
Never even had to look behind the sled. You knew they was out of there. They was gone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I'm laughing at. I'm sorry.
Heard about it at dinner.
Oh my, that's hilarious. Well, we're at an hour and 9 minutes, and
shoo,
yeah,
time flies when you're having fun.
Having fun. But
yep.
Richard, any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to say, or?
No, thanks for anybody that's coming out to support. Thanks for coming out and support us. You can find all kinds of information on our website, fullpoolproductions.com, or on our Facebook page, our Full Pool Facebook page. Of course, if you want to know anything about the Decision Maker Sleds, decisionmakersleds.com, you can check that out too. And we of course also have a Facebook page that we keep up with. So, but
excellent, very good. So there you go. May 29th, 7 p.m. is Richard's first big go around, 2 tracks now, and
Yep.
sounds like it's going to be a big show. And
Yeah.
I'm going to start making plans to maybe head west. So
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. My wife and I decided to, not that everybody is going to see this, but we decided any of the events that we're promoting ourselves, we're going to have a 50-50, and all the proceeds from 50-50 are going to some sort of charity. We haven't decided whether it's going to, so we haven't decided whether it's going to be one charity or multiple, but we're going to take all the proceeds from 50-50 and donate to a charity. So
I got to say, Chad Mackey keeps mentioning weights.
oh my God. I knew I couldn't get through this night without this. So of course last year was just screwed up.
Crap.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So my maroon sled, which is Nate's sled, sat over at John Creasy's, a friend of mine. He has a pulling sled too. So it sat over at his shop all winter, and I go to get it to do the maintenance on it here this spring. And if anybody that knows us, when we haul 8 weights on the gooseneck. It's 4 on each side. And so I go over, and there's a hole that's missing 2 weights, and I'm like, where are these weights at? How do you lose? So we looked all around Creasy's yard. I looked.
So they're not little and they're not light.
No, they're 2,000 pounds. So
Yeah.
we go over to the farm. I look all around. They're not in any of the places that they should be at the farm. I called like that because I hurt my head up at that South Buffalo. So I thought, well, maybe I left them. Maybe I just left them sit on the ground. I left. So we looked, we called. I couldn't find these weights anywhere. And I'm like, how do you lose 2,000 pound weights? Like, it's not like they're a 5-pound piece of steel that you lost.
Not like a windstorm came and took them away.
Right, exactly. So I'm thinking, the dark blue sled, the one we call Sam, that was Sam Swan's old sled. Well, that's another story. But anyways, so I go down to Kevin Campbell's. It's sitting down there from the testing tune still. And so I go down yesterday. Nick and I went down yesterday. And now we had been looking for these weights for like 10 days. And sure enough, they were on Sam, but Sam only had 9 all last year. So I had put them not in the right. If we carried more than 10, typically in the front of the gooseneck, you have to carry 6 across the front instead of 4. Well, there wasn't any in the middle hole. There wasn't anything there. So I'm like, they're not there. They're not on Sam. Well, I forgot that there was only 9 on the sled. So that left a spare hole. And then I was carrying 1 in the weight box, which I normally don't do. So it looked like everything was normal on the sled, but when you actually added them up, there was 11 on that sled instead of 9. And so I found my weights, but I kept asking all the guys, I'm like, how do I lose these weights? So, but
sometimes
last year,
it's just too much to keep up with.
well, last year was just, messed up. But when I went to South Buffalo last year, I knew I was pulling semis, so I took an extra weight with me to stop them because I was by myself. So, and they just never got
Rearranged.
just never got rearranged. And so, but I did find my weights. So that's what that's all about. So it was a pretty good chuckle for the last 10 days or week as to where my weights went. So
yeah. Just beware next time you go to the buck. I think Clint's going to be hunting you down about that. So
yeah. But so explain Sam a little bit. The blue sled, that blue sled was Sam Swan's original sled. So back in, I don't know, whenever he bought it, I can't remember. That was a Bauer sled. I actually built the weights for Sam Swan for that. And so Sam was a friend, and of course he passed away. It's probably been about 3 years ago.
That's what I was going to say, 3 or 4 years maybe.
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you when it was. It was the first year that I had the mini sled at Keystone, because the funeral services were that weekend. And I I went to Keystone, couldn't go to the funeral. So whatever was that, 18, I think it was. So
I think it's
yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so that sled then went on to Burgoyne's up in New York, and I bought it from Burgoyne's back in 19. So we just nicknamed it Sam because I have two blue sleds. We usually just tell them by the color, but now I have two blue sleds, so we just nicknamed that one Sam, and you know, kind of as a tribute to Sam Swan. So that's, if you hear me talk about Sam, that's what that is.
Okay. And hello, Henderson, North Carolina. When we get a Facebook user that comments on here, we can't see your name. It just says Facebook user. So
Yeah.
But okay, well, we're at 1:16, hour and 16 minutes. So we're gonna pull the plug here. We appreciate everybody coming in. Richard, we appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk about the new Full Pool Productions. And I'll be getting with you. I'm at this point. I don't see why I can't venture out that way. And I'm going to have to find a helper if you're running two tracks. So if Joan Mackey's going to be there, Joan Keen's going to be there. I just called her Joan Mackey. Joan Mackey Keen. So or a Mike Walker or somebody. We'll see. But absolutely. And looking forward to that. And don't forget, next week, 8 o'clock, we'll be here with, at this time, it'll be Matt Ballmer and Dwayne Martin from the Beast of the East crew.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll learn a little more about their stuff upcoming for this year. And don't forget the Buck this Saturday night, Lucas Oil, East Coast Pro Pulling, new club. And that's going to be the Super Stock, Pro Stock Smoker tractors, modified four-wheel drive trucks, the multi-engine modified tractors, and the Pro Modified or Limited Pro Stock semi-trucks. So I saw Robert Ortliff earlier posted. They put a clutch in the truck, and they will be there Saturday night loaded for bears. So look out, Dave Greek and crew. These boys are hungry. So hi, Tanner. And okay, Joan Mackey plans. See, she goes by Joan Mackey on here. Joan King seems to be going as of right now. So great. So that sounds like a good time.
I guess I'll have to put Andy to work.
Oh.
If Joan's going to work, I guess I'll have to put the best
best hooker. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to put the best hooker in the country.
Yeah. You got to ease Joan into it. Say, Joan, I want you to film. You just ease. I'm kidding. Joan's been a wonderful, wonderful help. Great. That girl can film. She is really good with a camera. I can tell you that. So, all right, I'm gonna pull the plug. We can sit here and ramble on for another hour, and I'm gonna get shot if I do that. So, but thanks for tuning in. We'll be here next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Video show's coming soon. But get out, go pull and support. Sounds like the COVID restrictions are starting to lift in a lot of areas. Promoters should have some stellar shows. So, especially you, Richard. Good luck with everything you do with that, and look forward to coming out and working with you. And we'll see you next Wednesday night. Like, subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yep. You bet.